So today we'll be making this super cute pouch. It's a very small project. It should take you about 15 minutes and it's perfect for beginners. For materials, you will need DK yarn, that's weight 3. You will need 2 colors, 1 color for the main body of the pouch and 1 color for the flower. You will need glue, 4mm hook, scissors, darning needle, and a stitch marker. Okay, we'll start by making a slip knot. So grab the main body color and then make a slip knot. This is how I make my slip knot. So grab that back loop forward and then do that again. And then pull the tail end and then insert your hook. That's your slip knot. And then we'll start by chaining 21. So chain 21. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. And then do that 21 times. Okay, now that I have 21 chains, we're gonna skip 2 chains and in the 3rd chain from the hook. So skip 2 and in the 3rd chain from the hook in that top bar, we're gonna do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook in that 3rd chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So we skipped 2 chains and then we did a double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. Now grab your stitch marker and you're gonna mark that first double crochet that we did. So insert the stitch marker in the first stitch that we did. And then now continue to do double crochets until the last chain. I will meet you at that last chain once I'm done doing those double crochets. Okay, so now I'm at that last chain. We did 18 double crochets. For that last chain, we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So we did 1, 2, and 3 double crochets in that last stitch. So we skipped 2 chains, and then we did 18 double crochets. And then we did 3 double crochets in that last chain. So now we will flip our work and then we'll be working double crochets on the other side of the chain. So to help you understand this better, I'm going to show you a visual here. These are the first 21 chains that we did. We skipped 2 chains and then we did a double crochet in each stitch until that last chain. In that last chain, we put 3 double crochets. Now we want 3 double crochets in our first chain and in our last chain. So we already have 3 double crochets in that last chain. So when we flip our work, we're gonna start doing those double crochets on the other side of the chain, but we're not gonna put anything in that last chain. And I will show you what I mean in a second. So we're just gonna do double crochets until the end. In that last stitch, we already have a double crochet, so we're just gonna put 2 more. So essentially, we want 3 double crochets in the first and last chain. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. We flipped the work and we already did 3 double crochets in that last chain. So now we're immediately gonna start working in that 2nd chain. And then we're gonna enter in the middle. So watch right here where I enter my hook. So I'm entering it through that middle part, right on top of the other double crochet. Okay, so yarn over, insert the hook, right on top of the other double crochet that we did. Pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And we will do this all the way to the end. Okay, so I'm gonna be working my last double crochet here. This is the last chain. We already have 1 double crochet in there that we did in the earlier round, so we'll be adding 2 here. And then now we're gonna slip stitch on top of that first double crochet that we did. So where we put that stitch marker. So we skipped 2 chains at the beginning and then we have 3 double crochets in that first stitch total. And in that last stitch, we also have 3 double crochets. So we're gonna start the next round by chaining 5. So after that slip stitch, we're immediately gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and then we're gonna skip 2 stitches, the stitch that the 5 chains are coming out of, and then another stitch, and in that third stitch from the hook, we're gonna place a double crochet. And then we're gonna chain 2. After we chain 2, we're gonna skip 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and in that third stitch, we're gonna place a double crochet. And then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch, do a double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and in the third stitch, place a double crochet. Do that again. We're gonna do this all the way around. Skip 2 and place a double crochet. And then chain 2, skip 2, and a double crochet. So now we're nearing the edge here. We're gonna chain 2. And then we're gonna look at the V's. Remember, each V is a stitch. So we're gonna skip 2 V's. We're skipping 2 V's. I know this can be a little confusing, but only look at the V's. So we skip in 2 V's, and in that third V, we're doing a double crochet. And then continue now until you reach the end. So chain 2, skip 2, and a double crochet. And then I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, now I'm almost done here. I already double crocheted and chain 2. I'm skipping 2. And then I'm putting a double crochet in that last stitch. And then I'm right before the chain 5. There are only 2 stitches left. So I'm just gonna chain 2 and slip stitch in the middle of chain 5. Okay, now the second round is going to be exactly the same. We're going to chain 5. And then on top of that other double crochet that we did in the previous round, we'll just go in and place a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then chain 2. And then we'll place a double crochet on top of the other double crochet that we did in the previous round. And then we'll just keep repeating that pattern all the way to the end. So I just did my last double crochet, chain 2, and then now I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 5 space. So we will do this a total of 6 times. So I already did 2 times. So now I just have to do it 4 more times. Start every round by chaining 5 and then double crocheting on top of the other double crochet. Okay, now I did my last double crochet and chain 2, and I did 6 rounds total. So you should have 6 of those spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then now we're just gonna slip stitch on top of the chain 5 space, just like we were doing in the last few rounds. And then after that slip stitch, we're gonna chain 2, and that will begin the new round, and it's actually the last round. So we're gonna chain 2, and in every chain space, you're gonna place 2 double crochets. So that's 1 double crochet. And then actually place a stitch marker right on top of that double crochet, because we're gonna, whenever we end the round, we're gonna slip stitch on top of this double crochet. Okay, now place the other double crochet in that chain space. And then now place a double crochet on top of the other double crochet from the previous round. So we're going to place 2 double crochets in each chain space and a double crochet on top of the other double crochet that we did. So place 2 double crochets in that chain space. And then do that all the way to the end. I will meet you back once we're done. Okay, now I'm working my last few double crochets here. So a double crochet on top of the old double crochet. And then we have that last chain 2 space. Make sure you place 2 double crochets in that chain space as well. So that's 1 and then 2. And then we will place a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet that we did where we placed a slip marker. Okay, now pull it and cut the yarn. Now turn it inside out and just weave in those ends. And then now turn it right side out. And then we're gonna work on actually assembling the pouch. So now make a slip knot again with the same color, and then we're gonna chain 55. So I'll meet you back once I chain 55. Okay, I have 55 chains here. We're gonna skip the first chain and do single crochets. So we're gonna do 54 single crochets. To make a single crochet, you will just insert the hook, pull up a loop, and pull through both loops. And then do this all the way to the end. So do 54 because we skipped 1. Okay, I'm on my last single crochet here. And then pull the yarn and cut it. And then do not weave in your ends yet. We're going to use that tail end of the yarn to guide this chain through the pouch. So thread a darning needle, and then we're going to enter at a corner, and then we're going to go under, over, under, over, under, and then just kind of pull it, and then over, under, over, under, over, all the way to the end. Under, over, under. And then in that last stitch, we're just gonna go under. And then you should have something like this. Now you can start weaving in the ends on the chain. Okay, now you should have something that looks like this. You can tie a knot and you're done, but I'm actually gonna be making a flower for this just to make it cuter. So stick around for that flower. I do have a longer video. It's more detailed on how to make a flower on my channel. I will include it in the description, but I'll also do it here. So we'll start by making a magic circle. So wrap the yarn like this. Insert the hook through both loops. Make sure you insert the hook this way. And then hold the loops and take it off your finger. Hold your yarn. Pinch the loops and then pull up a loop. Watch how I'm doing the hook, and then chain 1. And then now we're just gonna start doing yarn overs. So yarn over, insert the hook through the circle, and then pull up a loop, and then keep it on the hook. Don't do anything else, just yarn over again. And we're gonna do this 5 times total. So 5 yarn overs. At the end, you should have 11 loops on your hook. So once you verify that you have 11 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through 10. So you're gonna pull through all of them except for the last one. And then you're gonna yarn over and pull through both the loops that are left on your hook. And then chain 2, and then slip stitch back into the circle. And then that should make your first petal. And like I said, I have a slower version of this on my channel. I will include it in the description. But you will do this 5 times total. This is your first petal. So you'll do the yarn overs again. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then pull through all except for the last one, and then pull through 2, and then chain 2, and slip stitch back into the circle. And so you will do this 3 more times until you have 5 petals total. I will meet you back at the end of the last petal. Okay, so I'm doing the slip stitch for my last petal here. And then now I have 5 petals total. And now we're just gonna pull the yarn and cut it. And then pull the short tail end of the yarn and close your circle. Now tie a loop in the back and weave in the ends. Now grab your pouch, and then we're gonna place glue right on that chain. And then we're gonna attach it to the back of the flower. So place some glue right at the tip of that chain. And then glue the flower right on top of it. And then just hold it until it's dry. And you're done. You have a little pouch. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments.